Welcome everybody to another in the series of the award winners from 2023 from the Accounts Payable Conference and Gala Dinner. And today I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by Diane Bamford. Diane, how are you?
Good, thank you, Jamie.
Very good and welcome. So today, it's my absolute pleasure to announce this award. Diane, you won the APA Key Person of Influence Award at the conference. Just tell us, for anybody that doesn't know who you are, Diane, I'm sure there's nobody that doesn't know who you are. Please tell me a little bit about yourself, who you work for, and a little bit about your background, please, Diane.
So, Diane Bamford, been in AP, purchase to pay, purchase ledger, goes under a variety of names these days. I've over 30 years experience. Started on my AP journey in 1989. I've been head of in various companies, and currently I am head of purchase ledger in Radius, based in Crewe.
Thank you, Diane. 30 plus years, you don't look old enough. Even though I've been in 30 years, I think you and I, we always compete to see who's been in the longest. But, let's talk a little bit about, obviously, the award. If I can, I want to ask you a bunch of questions, which is what our audience really want to know. So first question to you, Diane, is did you know you'd been nominated for this category?
I only knew about it after the last influencers call in September, when you'd announced that the finalists were going to be announced on the 6th of October. And one of my managers, Joanna Baines, said to me, I need to tell you something, Diane. I've actually nominated you for the Key Influencer Award. So that's when I found out.
So it was a great, best kept secret, if I'm honest. So we'd had Joanna's nominations through, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the nomination process and the award panelists in a second. So let's talk about the actual gala dinner. So we were sitting there. It was the first one we'd done. We'd done 7 awards previously, but with the first gala dinner, the glitz and glamour, we're all dressed up and we're waiting there anxiously. The big screen went up and the finalists went up. Your name was amongst, let's be honest, some heavy hitters on that list. There were some real powerhouses in the world of accounts payable and procure to pay. And then once the runners-up got announced and your name then came out as the winner and you were asked to sort of stand on stage and get your award, what was the feeling? How did you feel?
To be honest, Jamie, I was overwhelmed. I did not, in such an illustrious company as Lubna, Nicholas, Rachel, Ellen, Stuart, I just did not think with all those people, all those names, that I would be announced as the winner, to be honest. And also, I was right at the back of the room. So I thought, there's no way I'm going to have to walk the length of this hall to go to the stage. But yes, I was completely overwhelmed, but absolutely delighted, as you can imagine.
Yeah, I love it. And let me give people watching this a bit of an overview of what the award's for. So this year we introduced a brand new category or a brand new award, which is called the Accounts Payable Association Key Person of Influence. We have a community which is called the Key Influencer Community. This recognises people from all around the world for their contribution, their input into the profession, moving us forward. Diane's been a founder member of that group. So you've been in it a long time now. We've sort of in our 5th year, I think, from that group. But what we wanted to do was look at that group and look more holistically at people that go above and beyond. So not only are a driving force in their own organisation, i.e. Radius in Diane's sort of world, but also goes slightly outside of that. So Diane, you won this category hands down, if I'm honest. I saw all the nominations, I saw all the award, the judging panel's feedback. And what was nice to see was that a lot of the feedback came through was all the things that you do that probably doesn't get recognised. All the other areas you go to, you talk about Ellen Leith. Ellen was also nominated in that category. You'll clearly go into all the conferences, you try and educate yourself, but you not only educate yourself, you then partake and you then distribute your knowledge, your expertise, your mentorship to others. And that's why you won. It was clear, hands down. It was a great category, so well, sort of influencers, the groups themselves, there were so many of them, but it was an absolute honour to present that award to yourself because it was so well earned, not just because you've been in it 30 plus years, but actually the feedback we had from all the judges were, it was one that we had to sort of give to yourself on the basis of merit. You really have made a difference in our community. So look, let me ask you some more questions. So that's what the award is all about, and I'll congratulate you in a bit if that's okay. So tell us a little bit about what the award means to you, in terms of your career, and what will that mean for you moving forward?
Well, I mean, it was tremendous to actually win, but also for me, it gave kudos to what I've been trying to do. So since 2015, when APA was launched, I've worked in 6 different companies and tried to infuse my passion for accounts payable to particularly my direct reports, but the whole team. And I can honestly say it's worked tremendously, because some of those people have become influencers themselves from various different companies. So I like to think that, I've helped them on the AP journey, and like I say, given them the passion for accounts payable, which I have, and I've had basically for the last 30 plus years. Award winning, I mean, I'm a big advocate for awards. And this stems back from when I worked at Marks and Spencer. So our director there encouraged us to get external recognition. So I started putting the teams forward for the Shared Service Forum Awards, the Northwest Forum Awards, and we won. So three years on the run, we won Purchase Ledger Team of the Year, and the energy it gave the team, knowing they were an award-winning team, was just tremendous, and it certainly helped with their own self-belief. And I know it's a new phrase now, but there was no imposter syndrome then, because they believed in themselves. So that for me is the power of awards, particularly team awards. I mean, it's absolutely amazing to get an individual award, but team awards particularly are fantastic, because they give the team so much benefit. They're changing. As soon as they win, they change and become more confident. And like I say, they've got self-belief. They know that they are actually doing a good job.
Love it. Love
and
it.
They're not back office anymore.
That's it. We're not back office with a backbone. Yeah. So let's talk about the conference of the gala. Obviously, it was slightly different this year. It was a lot larger. Each year we've grown. I have no clue, by the way, Diane, how we better this one. Even I'm scratching it. I just think it's one of those where when you think you've hit the pinnacle. I think that's where we were this year. But tell our audience, what did you enjoy most about the conference and the gala dinner?
Well, for me, any conference I attend, if you get takeaways. And obviously there was a lot of takeaways. So you always get inspiration from the keynote speakers, which you can then apply to yourself and your teams. But there was 2 particular. So one of the sayings, I can't remember who said it now, was the "We are stronger than me." I really like that, and I've taken that away, and I'm putting that out to the team. To basically say, as a team, we are stronger. It's not all down to me. And then the other sort of like almost like a light bulb moment was the discussion about dashboards. And I suddenly realised that's what we are lacking here at Radius. And the next day when I came back into the office, I spoke to my head of AR, and he's got a beautiful customer-based system. But like me, he has to pull everything out of it and manipulate it. We've not actually got any visual, straight away information about how we're performing. So I've mentioned it to my director, and he says, right, that's good. Let's put that on the strategy and see what we can do about it. So yeah, so if you only take one takeaway from a conference, it's worth going. So there was several that I took away, but that was almost like the dashboard one with the light bulb moment. And obviously the keynote speakers, the inspiration you get from them that you can apply to your everyday working life is just fantastic.
Love it.
And the dinner was amazing.
Yeah, the gala dinner, it seems an age ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, but yeah, let's be honest, the APA team did a really good job.
They did.
They made it really special. Everybody really enjoyed it. And it was nice to actually, for the first time, absolutely recognise our profession like it needed to be. Centre stage, glitz and glamour. And look, I promise you, if anything, that will where we'll progress, and that's where it'll get bigger and better. I'm guessing, 300 plus nominations for awards this year. It was absolutely amazing. So look, a couple of questions, if it's okay. In terms of takeaways, you talked about takeaways from the conference, but we have a lot of people that watch these videos, Diane, who may be new to the world of accounts payable, for instance, or they've hit a bit of a plateau. Can you give us a couple of words of inspiration, something you would give to those new people within accounts payable?
So accounts payable is often seen as a stepping stone to wider finance, which is great. And you do build a really good foundation of accounting knowledge in accounts payable. But for me, it doesn't need to go then into the wider finance. You can stay in accounts payable because accounts payable has that one unique element that other finance don't, because they're very inward looking. And we have that dynamic and vibrant element of suppliers. And that's where you can certainly build on things like your communication skills, your negotiation skills with suppliers. And that's what I try to instill in teams, is that, yes, you might like numbers and figures and things like that. You've got all that in accounts payable, but you've also got other skills that you can use and stay in AP. I mean, I'm living proof that you can have a career in AP.
Yep, I love that. And you're right. Let's be honest, Dan, you've been in it 30 plus years. We're not going to say exactly how many, 30 plus years. And you absolutely have made a career in accounts payable. And what's nice to see, which is sort of following from your words, is people are now choosing a career in accounts payable, which is lovely to see. I've been in 30 plus years also. And from practitioners such as ourselves, when we were looking at accounts payable, purchase ledger, bought ledger back in the day, it wasn't a career at that point. It was seen as part of accounting roles, bookkeeping, all that good stuff. So it is massively part of that journey. Is people like yourself that's been at the forefront of this. So without further ado, I'm going to congratulate you on behalf of the Accounts Payable Association and the community and the profession at large. Thank you for all that you continue to do. Thank you in advance for all the things you're going to do. Keep inspiring, keep making sure that you're making a difference. And my last question before I sort of sign off for today, I'm guessing you're going to come along next year, and I'm guessing you're going to get your team involved in the conference and Gala Dinner Awards next year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like I say, I'm a big advocate for getting external recognition for your teams from, whichever organisation. But, yeah, and, to quote the old saying, if you're not in it, you can't win it. So you need to put your nominations in.
There you go. You heard it from the master. Dan, thank you so much for taking the time today. Congratulations on your award, and we'll no doubt catch up at the House of Lords. See you soon.
And thank you, Jamie, and to the APA.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.